Michael Figured, Conversations. Is veganism something you are doing right now, or?
Well, have you seen Game Changers on Netflix, the documentary?
Yes, I've seen. It's about the professional athletes that are
Yeah,
vegan, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I saw that during the first lockdown, I guess, or a little bit before, and I was completely baffled, like in with the documentary. I was like, oh my god, is this really true that we are poisoning our bodies and our blood with by eating meat every day? Because the thing that has stayed with me the most is um, they give these football players these different menus. One gets chicken, very organic chicken. One gets beef, also like very organic beef, very organically cultivated, and the other just gets a vegan dish with only vegetables, and so no animal based products. And the blood of the two players that got the beef and the chicken is so what's the word? It's
Troubled, maybe.
unclear. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so unclear. While the blood of the other one, who only got the vegetables, was clear as can be. And I was like, wow, this is what we do to our blood
Yeah.
every day by eating animal based products.
But I
So
certainly believe that eating less meat is a good idea, and also like for certain periods of time, I've also tried to be a vegetarian or to be vegan, or at least I try to eat less meat. But I'm not convinced that eating no meat is. I mean, the point of my story is that it depends on the individual which diet works for you or which one doesn't. I mean, if you feel better when you eat meat, then why not eat it, right? If you're not, so actually, I think you need about, what is it? What, 200 grams of meat a day, or maybe even less, I think. But a lot of people are eating 300 grams or more. So that could be the first thing we could actually change. But it's not like eating meat is the worst for you. I mean, if you do it in proportion, then it's fine. It's just that people eat too much of it.
yeah, but what I found the most baffling about the documentary was all the positive things that a plant-based diet have on our bodies, like the athletes who are recovering so much faster, the cycling lady who was like 40 years old, and she was killing all of her training partners who were 20 years younger than her. um, I found it so interesting that actually after I saw the documentary, I decided to try to go vegan, and that was quite the experience because I went to the store, um,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm going to try to eat vegan, so I'm going to get as much vegetables as possible. I was already getting a little bit into trying to eat less meat, and I didn't need meat every time, so I thought, how big can the step be to go from a vegetarian,
Yeah, but vegetarian is
if I know
alright, but vegan
vegetarian.
is very hard, right?
Yeah, but then I went like, okay, I want to create a pasta, for example. No, okay, cheese, no, I can't buy a regular cheese, I need vegan cheese. I'm quite a fan of mayonnaise, so I was like, oh, okay, no, no mayonnaise. Luckily, you have vegan mayonnaise. But when you came to the lunch, that's where it got difficult for me. Like, what can I put on my bread, on my sandwich? That's actually also tasty, because to me, food is quite a big thing in my life. I like to have lunch.
Yeah.
I like to have a big breakfast. I like to eat good, but that's where I completely lost it. I
For the
once
cheese
tried.
part, I think do you know halloumi?
Yeah.
I think that's a vegan alternative to cheese.
Yeah, I tried some vegan cheeses and some vegan meats from the
Oh yeah.
store, but it was so synthetic to me. It didn't taste good. So that's
I
when
mean, if you're
I
actually looking for the same taste as a regular burger, then I guess we'll never
Mhm.
achieve that with just a regular plant-based burger. But maybe in the near future, if we don't need to kill the animals, they are working on some kind of synthetic meat that is derived from
Mhm.
animal proteins or animal cells, or I don't know exactly how they do it. But I mean, then people could still eat meat without ruining the planet in the meantime. So that would be ideal, I guess.
Yeah, to me actually, I know eating less meat is better for the planet and we don't harm animals. I know that, but it's not the main factor because now I try to eat vegetarian as much as possible, but I have to admit, like for lunch, mostly for lunch actually, for lunch, I can't really find things that I can stick on long enough to be a complete vegetarian. I often really
Hmm.
need like a salami, a bit of ham,
Yeah,
just because it tastes so good. It works together. It's magic.
yeah,
Meat
but
is magic. It tastes so good. But
the things that make you feel full are the proteins and the fats in your dinner, so or in your lunch. But if you don't have any proteins or fats, then it's very hard to feel filled after a meal. But like the biggest opposition of the vegan kind of way of living is that they don't get enough protein. But it is possible to get enough protein because there are a lot of other different products. But none of the products are as protein dense, I'd say, as meat is.
I'm actually not really that worried about numbers of proteins, vitamins, and egg whites and all of that stuff. That's actually the least of my worries because I think if you have a good variation, that is okay. But what I was trying to say is, what's the main motivator for me to eat uh, or to eat more vegetarian and to eat as little meat as possible? For me, that really was the way meat is actually not really good for your body, and that's
Why is it
what I
not good for
found.
your body?
Well,
Or
that's
what do
what I
you
found
mean?
so baffling in the documentary of Game Changers that it uh, you have you have these people who are do you know the scene with the firefighters?
I saw the documentary, but it's been so long, so I can't recall it.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of firefighters who are really like barbecuing, meat eating Americans,
Oh yeah.
but who are
Hmm.
all dealing with high cholesterol, heart disease, and all this kind of stuff. And they put them for a week for the experiment. They put them on a week of plant based diet, and the effects are crazy. Like um, their cholesterol has dropped by all with almost all of them. It has dropped to normal levels. They don't have to take medication anymore to get to have a lower cholesterol.
But that's
Their
because they
chances of
already had pre-existing records of problems, right? I mean, if you just take a regular person that doesn't have any health issues at all, and you strip away that's the difference I would like to see. I'm not advocating against or for veganism because I mean I try to also reduce my intake, of course, because I believe it's better. But I'm just saying that if you already take somebody who's sick and then take away something that can make it even worse, like
Mhm.
over consuming meat, then I mean it's only logical that the result is a person with, with less medical problems, right?
Yeah, true. But I also think like um, if those are if those are the benefits that are created to persons who have a record of over abusing meat that are so positive, then I think there's a lot of positivity in trying to eat less meat. But again, I'm also still on the on the salami. Like
It's just so delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's I think that is the main thing that is keeping me from going completely vegetarian. There's nothing that can replace
Mm.
the deepness of meat in a dish.
Yeah.
If you put meat into something, it's like when you use plants, you have like this kind of layer of flavors. It's
Mm-hmm.
mostly surfacing, and when you add meat, it's like bam, you get like a whole new dimension of flavors that are so strong. And I guess it's also our brains. Our brains are focused on getting salts, fats, and all that kind of stuff to help us survive
Mm-hmm.
because we're
Mm-hmm.
wired as human beings to gather as much
Mm-hmm.
fat and salt and minerals and stuff as
Yep.
possible because you never know when we're gonna eat next.
Yep.
But now
Yep.
in the world we live in today, we have food at our availability
Yep.
any time of the day.
That's true.
So,
We don't need
but
to
our
worry
brains
about
are
a tiger eating our arm or something like that. So it's not
yeah,
really an
indeed.
issue anymore.